Hello again. So in Monkey King 1, Monkey was born from a rock on Flower Fruit Mountain and showed great courage and leadership when he leapt through the waterfall and found a heaven-sent place for all the monkeys to live and became Monkey King. This is Journey to the West Part 2. Handsome Monkey King and his monkey subjects wandered the mountain of flowers and fruit by day. At night they slept in the cave of the water curtain. They lived in perfect peace and harmony, not mixing with bird or beast, in perfect independence and entire happiness. The Monkey King had enjoyed this simple existence for more than 300 years, when one day at a feast for all the monkeys, the king suddenly felt very sad and burst into tears. The startled monkeys gathered around, asking, "Why is your majesty so sad?" "At present," said the king, "I have no cause for unhappiness, but I fear for the future." "Your majesty is very hard to please," said the monkeys, laughing. "Every day we have happy parties. We live in a mountain paradise in a divine continent. We're not ruled by unicorns or phoenix or any human king. Just such freedom is a wonderful blessing. What is it that you fear?" "It is true," said the Monkey King, "that today we are not answerable to any human king, nor need we fear any beast or bird. But eventually we shall grow old and weak and fall into the clutches of Yama, the king of the underworld. When it is time for us to die, how can we go on living among the blessed? Our lives will have been in vain. Is there any way by which we might live forever among the people of heaven?" When the monkeys heard this, they covered their faces with their hands and wept, each thinking of his own mortality. Suddenly, a gibbon springs out from the ranks and cries out in a loud voice, "If your majesty is thinking so far ahead, this is the beginning of enlightenment. Among all creatures, 3 kinds are not subject to the king of the underworld." "And do you know which they are?" asked the Monkey King. "They are Buddhas, Taos, and gods," he said. "These 3 are exempt from the turning of the wheel of birth and death. They are eternal as heaven and earth, as the mountains and rivers." "Where are they to be found?" asked the Monkey King. "Here on the common earth," said the ape, "in ancient caves, among enchanted hills, among humans when they come to spread their teachings." The Monkey King was delighted to hear this. "I shall leave you all tomorrow and go down the mountain. I will roam the oceans and go to the edge of the sky to find these 3 kinds of beings and discover the secret of eternal youth. From them I will learn how to be young forever and escape the doom of death." The monkeys clapped their hands and cried aloud, "Splendid, splendid! Tomorrow we will scour the hills for fruits and berries and hold a great farewell banquet in honour of our king." The next day the monkeys gathered peaches and rare fruits, mountain herbs, fragrant orchids, strange plants and flowers of every sort, and set them out on the stone tables. The host of monkeys ushered the handsome Monkey King to the seat of honour and sat down below him according to age. They ate and drank all day long. The next day their king rose early and said, "Little ones, cut me some pine wood and make me a raft. Then find a tall bamboo for a pole and put together a few fruits and such like." He climbed aboard the raft alone and pushed off with all his might, speeding away straight out to sea. Favoured by a following wind for several days, he was carried to the northwest coast of the southern continent. Testing the water with his pole and finding it shallow, he left the raft and climbed ashore. On the beach, he found people fishing, hunting, gathering oysters, extracting salt. He ran up to them, leaping around and making faces which frightened them so much that they dropped their baskets and nets and ran away in terror. Monkey King picked up some clothes he found and put them on himself. He went prancing through the towns and cities, imitating the people's manners and talk. All the while, his heart was set only on finding the immortals and learning their secret of eternal youth. But he found the people of the world all too busy seeking profit and fame. No one seemed to care about their future mortality and what would become of them. For 8 or 9 years he went through cities and towns till suddenly he came to the Western Ocean. He was certain that beyond this ocean there would be immortals. He made for himself a raft like before. He floated over the Western Ocean till he came to the Western continent, where he went ashore. After some time he spotted a very high and beautiful mountain, thickly wooded at the base. Not fearing wolves, tigers or panthers, he made his way to the top. Looking about, he suddenly heard a man's voice coming from deep amidst the woods. He hurried towards him to listen. "I hatch no plot, I scheme no scheme. Fame and shame are one to me. A simple life prolongs my days. Those I meet upon my way are immortals, one and all, who from their quiet seats expound the scriptures of the yellow court." When Monkey heard this, he was delighted. "So this is where the immortals have been hiding," he said with glee. He sprang deep into the forest and found the singer to be a woodman who was cutting brushwood. "Reverend Immortal," said Monkey, coming forward, "your disciple raises his hands." The woodman was so astonished that he dropped his axe. "You made a mistake," he said, turning and answering the greeting. "I am only a shabby, hungry woodcutter. Why do you call me an immortal?" "If you are not an immortal," said Monkey, "why did you sing a song about immortals?" "Ah," said the woodcutter, "that song was taught to me by an immortal who lives not far from my hut. He saw that I work hard for my living and have a lot of troubles, so he told me when I was worried by anything to sing this song to myself. This, he said, would comfort me and help me to get out of my troubles. Why have you not become his disciple? You could learn from him how never to grow old." "I have a hard life of it," said the woodcutter. "When I was 8 or 9, I lost my father. I had no brothers and sisters, and it fell upon me alone to support my widowed mother. There was nothing for it but to work hard early and late. Now my mother is old and I dare not leave her. Our land is neglected. We have not enough either to eat or wear. I cut 2 bundles of firewood, carry them to the market, and with the pennies I get, buy a few handfuls of rice, which I cook for my aged mother. I have no time to go and learn the Tao." "I can see that you are a very good and devoted son, and your piety will certainly be rewarded," said Monkey. "Please will you show me where the immortal lives, as I should very much like to visit him?" "It is quite close," said the woodcutter. "This mountain is called the Mountain of Heart and Soul, and on it is a cave called the Cave of the Crescent Moon and 3 Stars. In that cave lives an immortal called the Patriarch Subodhi. He has had many disciples, and at this moment there are 30 or more studying with him. You have only to follow that small path southwards for 8 or 9 leagues, and you will reach his home. Take me there, elder brother. I will not forget that you guided me there." "Did you not listen to me?" answered the woodcutter. "I've just been telling you why I can't go. If I went with you, what would become of my work and my old mother? I must go on cutting wood, and you must find your way alone." So the Monkey King took his leave. He came out of the forest and found the path, which he followed for 8 or 9 leagues till he saw the heavenly cave. He pulled himself up to his full height to take a look, and it was a really magnificent place, surrounded by rare flowers, blue lichens, softly calling cranes, soaring phoenix, and shrouded in mist and light, rivaling paradise. The doors of the cave were shut fast. All was quiet, with no sign of anyone being about. Suddenly, he turned his head and saw on top of the cliff a stone tablet inscribed with large letters saying, "Cave of the Crescent Moon and 3 Stars on the Mountain of Soul and Heart." "People here," said Monkey, "are certainly very truthful. There really is such a cave." He looked about for a while but did not venture to knock at the door. Instead, he jumped up into a pine tree and began eating the pine seeds to amuse himself. Before long, the doors of the cave opened with a creak, and a noble, angelic-looking boy came out. The boy called, "Who's making a noise out there?" Monkey King scampered down from the tree and bowed, saying, "Dear boy, I am a disciple who has come to ask about the way and study under the immortal. The last thing I want to do is disturb you." "So you've come to ask about the way, have you?" "Yes," said the Monkey King. "Our master has just got up," the boy said, "and is now on the platform to teach the way. Before he began, he told me to open the door. He said, 'There is someone outside who wants to cultivate his conduct. Go and welcome him.'" "I suppose he must have meant you." "Yes, he meant me," the Monkey King said with a smile. "Come with me," the boy said. The Monkey King tidied himself and followed the boy deep into the cave, through huge chambers and lofty halls with jewelled arches and towers, till they came to the platform of green jade upon which was seated the Patriarch Subodhi, with 30 trainee immortals sat on the ground below. Monkey at once kowtowed and bumped his head 3 times on the ground, murmuring, "Master, Master, I pay you my humble respects." Patriarch Subodhi, great teacher of the law, is a majestic, enlightened being, free of corruption and entirely benevolent. "Where are you from?" the Patriarch asked. "You must tell me your name and country before you can become my pupil." "I come from the water curtain cave on the mountain of flowers and fruit in the land of Aeoli in the eastern continent," replied the Monkey King. "Throw him out," the Patriarch roared. "He's a liar and a cheat, and even if he tried cultivating his conduct, he would get nowhere. Between here and Aeoli, there are 2 oceans and the southern continent, so how could you possibly have come here from there?" Still kowtowing, Monkey King replied, "I sailed across seas and oceans, crossed frontiers and wandered through many countries for over 10 years before I arrived here." "Ah, well," said the Patriarch, "I suppose if you came by easy stages, it's not altogether impossible. What is your surname?" "I'm not surly," the Monkey King replied. "If people call me names or swear at me, it doesn't bother me. And if they hit me, I don't get angry. I'm just polite to them, and that's that. I've never been surly." "I didn't ask if you were surly. I wanted to know the surname you inherited from your parents." "I didn't have any parents," the Monkey King replied. "If you had no parents, did you grow in a tree?" "I grew not in a tree, but in a stone," the Monkey King replied. "All I remember is that there was a magic stone on top of Flower and Fruit Mountain, and that one year the stone split open and I was born." Concealing his delight at hearing this, the Patriarch remarked, "In other words, you were born of heaven and earth." Walk around for a moment and let me have a look at you." The Monkey King leapt to his feet and shambled around a couple of times. The Patriarch smiled and said, "I think it is best to call you Sun. Your surname will be Sun." When the Monkey King heard this, he kowtowed with delight and said, "Great, great! Now I have a surname. I am eternally grateful to you for your mercy and compassion, Master. I beg you to give me a personal name to go with my new surname. Then it will be much easier to address me." "There are 12 words which I give as names," said the Patriarch. "You belong to the 10th generation of my disciples." "What are these 12 words?" asked the Monkey King. "Broad, Guang; great, Da; wise, Zhi; intelligent, Hui; true, Jun; obedient, Ru; of nature, Xing; of the sea, Hai; outstanding, Ying; awakened, Wu. As you fall into the 10th, you should have a name with Wu, awakened, in it. So we can give you the Dharma name Sun Wukong, which means monkey awakened to emptiness. Will that do?" "Marvellous, marvellous," said the smiling Monkey King. "From now on, my name will be Sun Wukong." If you want to know what success Sun Wukong had in cultivating his conduct, make sure to listen to our next instalment. And if you're interested to explore the deeper meanings of Sun Wukong's name, look for our accompanying video called Patriarch Subodhi, Part 2. Also of interest may be the Woodcutter's song video, which discusses a longer translation of his song and character. See you next time.